This is a 1 in a trillion darts moment. There are perfect legs that should not be possible. Darts that somehow refuse to stay in the board. And players forgetting the score during the biggest matches of their lives. Everything in this video is incredibly rare. First, we have to talk about the greatest leg in darts history. Michael van Gerwen opened with 8 perfect darts in the World Championship final. He only needed double 12 to complete the 9-darter. But he missed. And Michael Smith immediately stepped up, hit 8 perfect darts of his own, and showed Van Gerwen exactly where double 12 was. One player missed perfection, so the other player completed it. That sequence may never happen again. Michael van Gerwen did get his 9-darter in another match, but he almost did something even more ridiculous. After throwing a perfect leg against James Wade, he started the next leg with another 8 perfect darts.
Here he goes again! Oh, astonishing! He's hit 12! And nobody has ever struck. Won't ever see again. 141. He's on again. It's on again. Double 12. Oh, I don't believe it.
17 perfect darts in a row. He was 1 double away from consecutive 9-darters. Apparently, 1 perfect leg was not enough for him. 1 perfect leg was definitely not enough for Phil Taylor. During the 2010 Premier League final, Taylor threw a 9-darter against James Wade. That would normally be the greatest moment of the match. Then, Taylor decided to do it again.
For the first time in darting history.
They are both coming down in 9-darter style first pop. Treble 19. Double 12! Dave Levin say it!
2 9-darters in 1 televised match. James Wade had the best seat in the building, although I doubt he enjoyed it. Wade eventually got his own piece of history against Robert Thornton. The World Grand Prix requires players to begin every leg on a double, which makes a 9-darter even more difficult. Wade somehow completed one. Then Thornton completed one in the exact same match.
Treble 20 for Thornton. Gets it. Treble 17. Gets it. We're on again here. I can't believe it. 2 9-darters in 1 night.
Seeing one double start 9-darter is rare. Seeing both players hit one is just unfair. Gary Anderson experienced something even more unfair during the 2015 World Championship final. He placed all 3 darts perfectly into the treble 20. It looked like a normal 180. Then, every dart fell out of the board.
Feels right, doesn't it? Well, I've seen it all now. I have literally seen everything now.
He went from scoring 180 to scoring absolutely nothing. The board looked at 3 perfect darts and rejected the entire application. Josh Rock had a dart rejected too, but his dart refused to accept the decision. It hit the board, bounced out, and somehow landed back inside it. That dart changed its mind in midair. I have seen bounce outs before, but I have never seen a bounce out become a bounce in. Martin Schindler had a bounce out that was much more dangerous. During a practice visit, one of his darts hit the board and launched directly back toward him. It eventually landed in his shoe. Luckily, Schindler was not injured. His opponent, Johnny Clayton, could not stop laughing. That dart missed the board, changed direction, and still found a target. Adrian Lewis did not even need to look at his target. During his match against Peter Manley, Lewis placed 2 darts in the treble 20. Before releasing the 3rd dart, he turned his head away from the board. And still completed the 180. Most players need concentration, perfect balance, and complete silence. Lewis apparently needed none of those things. Looking away worked for Lewis. Danny Van Tripe probably should have kept looking. After completing a brilliant 137 checkout, Van Tripe walked backward while celebrating. There was just one problem. The stage ended before his celebration did.
Away he goes, he's down.
It's Danny Van Trippe.
He disappeared straight off the edge. The checkout was perfect. The landing needed some work. Rashad Sweeting struggled before he even reached the stage. Sweeting was making his television and World Championship debut at Alexandra Palace. He walked through the crowd, reached the entrance, and confidently turned in the wrong direction. The biggest match of his life had not started, and he was already lost. To be fair, finding the stage is difficult. Finding a new set of darts in the middle of a match should be impossible. Kai Gotthard broke one of his darts only 3 legs into his World Championship debut. He could not continue with his normal equipment, so the match had to be stopped. Gotthard eventually received another set of darts from someone in the crowd. Imagine training for the World Championship, and then using a random fan's darts. The strangest part is that Gotthard still won the match. Those borrowed darts clearly did not want to go home. Colin Lloyd nearly sent the entire board home. After losing a lead during the World Championship, Lloyd became so frustrated that he punched the dartboard.
Well, Lloyd is in danger of absolutely imploding up there. Well, you cannot do that, John. No.
He hit the board harder with his fist than most people hit it with a dart. Lloyd still recovered and won the match with a 116 checkout. The board probably let him win because it was scared. Phil Taylor normally scared his opponents, but even the greatest player ever had moments where his brain stopped working. During a Premier League match against Gary Anderson, Taylor had 129 remaining. He hit treble 19, bullseye, and double 16. That would have been a beautiful 139 checkout. Unfortunately, he only needed 129. And then he realized it. He was totally surprised. Even Gary Anderson started laughing. The greatest darts player ever briefly forgot how numbers worked. Devin Peterson's calculator failed even more spectacularly. South Africa needed 61 to win a decisive World Cup leg. Peterson missed his intended target with the first dart, but instead of recalculating properly, he continued throwing at numbers that could no longer finish the leg. His teammate could see the disaster happening, the commentators could see it, everyone could see it except Peterson. That was not a checkout route, that was a guided tour of the dartboard. Willie O'Connor only confused 2 numbers, but it could not have happened at a worse time. O'Connor had 4 remaining during a deciding World Championship set against Gerwyn Price. He needed double 2. Instead, he aimed for double 1. That mistake gave Price another chance, and Price escaped with the victory. O'Connor was 1 wire away from winning, and 1 number away from knowing where to aim. Cameron Menzies also attacked the wrong double in one of the strangest deciding legs ever. Menzies thought his opponent had finished the match, so when he returned to the Aki, he aimed at the wrong target. He hit the double perfectly, it just was not the double he needed. The second he realized, Menzies dropped to the floor. Most players celebrate after hitting a double. Menzies looked like the double had knocked him out. Premature celebrations can be painful. Luke Littler and David Davies managed 2 of them in about 60 seconds. First came a fake celebration for a 170 checkout. Then, one player started walking away before the set was actually finished. For a moment, nobody seemed to know what was happening. Not the players, not the crowd, and probably not the scoreboard. Walking away too early is strange. Throwing underarm is even stranger. Vincent van de Voort once released a dart from underneath his waist during a World Match Play match.
9 score, that last dart doesn't count. Underarm throw.
The dart was disallowed. Van der Voort argued with referee Kirk Bevins because he initially believed he had been penalized for stepping over the Aki. No, Vincent. The problem was that you temporarily changed sports. Michael van Gerwen stopped throwing completely after a scoring decision left him confused. Darren Webster was awarded 140, but Van Gerwen believed one of Webster's darts had fallen out before being collected. Van Gerwen refused to continue until the situation had been reviewed. The tournament director was called, the score remained, and Van Gerwen eventually returned to the Aki. He still won the match. Apparently, arguing with the referee was just part of his preparation. But players are not the only ones who get confused. Kirk Bevins briefly forgot the score during a Premier League match when Luke Humphries was attempting to finish 36. After Humphries made a mess of the visit, Bevins accidentally called 31 instead of no score. Humphries slowly turned around and stared directly at him. Bevins is a former Countdown champion. Getting the numbers wrong in front of him is like missing a double in front of Luke Humphries. Humphries could laugh about that mistake. Fallon Sherrock gave the crowd a completely different reason to celebrate. In 2019, Sherrock defeated Ted Evans at Alexandra Palace and became the first woman to win a match at the PDC World Championship. The crowd erupted. Sherrock stayed calm and finished the job on double 18. Some players create funny moments. Sherrock created history. Paul Lim created history almost 30 years earlier. In 1990, Lim became the first player to throw a 9-dart finish at a World Championship.
Yes. Yes. Yes, he's there.
The prize for
Yes.
completing it was larger than the prize for winning the entire tournament.
Yes.
One perfect
Double
leg
12.
changed Lim's life and created one of the most famous moments darts had ever seen. Luke Littler did not wait very long to create his own famous moment. Only weeks after reaching the World Championship final as a teenager, Littler made his World Series debut in Bahrain. Then, he threw a 9-darter.
Oh, it's on. It's on. The first leg of the match.
Most players spend years trying to produce perfection on television. Littler apparently needed one tournament. That was a perfect start. Gian Van Veen had one of the strangest interruptions to a World Championship final. During the break, Van Veen injured his finger in a door. When he returned, blood from the cut ended up on the dartboard. Officials had to stop the match and replace the entire board. Players have changed darts, they have changed flights, they have even changed shoes. But replacing the board because a player accidentally got blood on it is something you do not see every day. That was strange, but darts players have produced much more embarrassing moments. One player forgot to bring his darts. Another celebrated before realizing he had lost. And one player completely destroyed his equipment on stage. Click the video on screen to see the most embarrassing moments in darts history. This video is finished, the next one is right there. Go on, click it. And hit that subscribe button like Littler hits this double 10 finish.